I might end up just reading this verbatim to the camera because once I actually start recording, which I know I'm already recording, but once I start speaking, I kind of lose my eloquence a little bit. Hopefully you guys can't see my boobs. Okay. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be about why it's so hard to change and how to get over the hurdle of procrastination, basically. When it comes down to changing and wanting a better life, which I'm assuming is why you clicked on this video, is because you want a better life and you want to get over the hump of staying the same and doing the same things every day. In my opinion, the greatest enemy of change is procrastination. I know because I used to be a world class, I could have ran marathons in the field of procrastination if there was such a thing as a procrastination race. I definitely was the queen of procrastination, and it took a lot of studying and learning and reteaching myself to get to a place, and I'm not there yet where I'm not ever procrastinating. I mean, obviously I still do. I'm not uploading videos every day like I want to, and I think, like I once said on camera, I wanted to try to upload every couple of days, and clearly I'm not doing that. But I love what I'm doing on this channel, and I love the fact that so many of you guys are rocking with me and watching my videos. So I'm going to keep going because I believe in what I'm doing. So when it comes down to, and I'm looking at my notes because I wanted to write it down and get this out as eloquently as possible with no bullshit or fluff. So to me, I feel like if you can understand, if you can teach someone why, the reason behind why they're not changing, then you can give them the tools to fix that problem. A lot of people feel like they're not changing because there's something wrong with you. I'm not, I'm lazy, or I have too much other shit going on. I can't focus. I'm not disciplined enough, when none of that is true. None of that is true. So when you understand what's happening literally inside of your mind that's keeping you from moving forward with whatever change you want to make in your life, whether you want to become a great manifester, like what I'm working on, or if you want to just lose weight, or if you want to, find a better job, or if you want to, whatever your goal is, and you have not met that goal yet, you're stuck, then I'm going to explain to you what's going on inside of your brain, and hopefully that gives you the tools, or that will give you enough information so that you can use these tools to move forward. So the reason why you procrastinate is because your brain wants you to remain comfortable. Over your lifetime, you've developed your behaviors, your entire personality has been developed for you to remain comfortable, meaning so that you're not anxious, or that you're not fearful, or that you're not, kind of uncomfortable in life, period. And when you sit back and just think about that aspect, then some things will start to click. But if it's not clicking yet, then stay with me. So your brain runs on this oftentimes subconscious, unconscious loop that keeps you from doing certain things in your life, even when you want to do them. Even when you say, I want to lose weight, I want to get a better job, I want to start going out more, I want to be this type of person, your brain, when you start that new diet, or when you, I don't know if you like, say you want to sit down and write a book, or let's keep on diet. Let's say you start a new diet, and the first day, boom, you are drinking shakes all day and you feel great, you feel energized, but then in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm hungry as shit. This is not enough food. Okay, I did good today. Maybe I can just have something, really unhealthy tonight. Or no, this shit is too hard. I feel weak. Like, I feel like, I feel like I'm about to faint. I don't have enough energy. I need real food to eat. This is stupid. This is crazy. Like, you start reasoning with yourself. And they usually, like, the reasons are really good. You tell yourself, sometimes you feel like, and ladies, if you've been on diets, I know I've said this to myself several times when I was trying to diet, like, oh shit, I feel like I'm about to pass out. I need to eat something. And you might actually feel that way. But what I'm trying to explain to you, and it took me months of studying, and trust me, I know what I'm saying. Everything I'm telling you is based on a science. I'm I study technically under in YouTube University online under Joe Dispenza, and he's a neuroscience scientist, and he studies, the effects of thoughts and things like that on your brain and body. And this man is amazing. He's amazing. If you never watch another one of my videos, you need to go and YouTube Joe Dispenza and watch his videos. They'll change your life. But back to what I was saying. You reason with yourself and you feel like, this is your body telling me, my body's telling me I need to stop this diet. My body is telling me now it's not a good time. I really need to get something real to eat. And you think it is your body, but it's actually just a loop that's playing in your mind because you're starting to feel uncomfortable. Now, your body is changing. Your body is going to feel kind of funny when you go from one sort of diet to another. But that impulse that you have to stop the change, the good change that you decided that you want to make for your life because it's getting uncomfortable or it doesn't feel good to you internally, or it feels uncomfortable, unfamiliar, all of a sudden seems like a bad idea, that is your brain kicking in on survival mode to try to keep you in a place where you are comfortable. So it's your brain's fault that you haven't changed yet and have this amazing, great life that you decided long ago logically was the best thing for you. And identifying what parts of your brain are talking to you is very, very important as well. This was eye-opening for me. In society, a lot of times people say, you should either listen to your heart or listen to your brain. Well, just here to open the curtain on that whole listen to your heart thing. Your heart, which lies somewhere in the center of your chest, is, excuse me, merely a pump. It's a simple pump. And if you put one of those stethoscopes up to it and listen to it, all it says is, I think it's like a thump, or it's like it makes some weird noise, but it's basically just pumping, ka-doom, pa-doom, pa-doom. That's all your heart, quote unquote, says to you. So when people say listen to your heart or your brain, they're talking about both of those areas lie in your brain. So when they say listen to your heart, that's the part of your brain that holds your emotions. That's the part of you that feels things. But we tend to call that our heart, but your heart is just a pump. So you need to recognize, I'm letting you know that, this was major for me. So hopefully it's clicking some things for you, that both of those emotions, both of those thoughts, with your logic side and your emotional side, they're both occurring in your one mind. So for me, knowing that helped me to realize that, number one, I don't have to decide, these two entities are not dueling against each other, or the one in my chest that pumps my blood. And it seems like such a romantic and fantastical idea to think that your heart that pumps blood to your body is also talking to you, but it's not. That's the emotional side of your brain, and you have a logical side of your brain. So it's just up to you to decide, which side is talking to you at which point and why it's talking to you. So hopefully I didn't go too far on a tangent on that. Once you identify that your brain is running on these loops, and it does that for everyone, anytime you go to make a change, whether you want to become a student at later in life, and you have to go through the change of learning how to study again and doing homework, and it just gets frustrating, or you start not doing well, or it's harder than you thought, and you start reasoning yourself out of that. Those are all loops that your brain is running on because you're starting to feel uncomfortable. So my advice to you, now that you have this information, is learn how to stop those loops. Identify them first. Learn how to stop those loops. And then learn how to reprogram those loops. It's your brain. It's your life. Trust me, it will listen to you. But it seems like it kind of hasn't been all this time in your life, however old you are when you're watching this video today. And if this is the first time you're hearing this information, then your brain has been running on this loop without you knowing it. And I want to give you the tools to help you to stop that loop and start making a conscious programming of your brain. So how can you do that? How do you stop the loop? Well, the best way that I found in my 30 yum years of life on this earth is through meditation. I used to be involved in religion, which if you watched my previous videos, you know about that whole story. I was kind of raised in this religion. I was raised in a very religious household by my mother, who was a single mother most of my life, basically. But through all of my studies and trials and tribulations in life, I have found that meditation is the best way, because meditation is really just sitting down and not quieting your thoughts. It's not stopping your thoughts. It's not quieting your thoughts. It's not possible to do. Your mind is always going to have thoughts running through it. That's what your mind does. But it's getting to a place where you are able to observe that those thoughts are just your mind thinking. They are not necessarily who you are. Your brain, your conscious mind, it thinks. And the way that it was once explained in a video that I watched is it's like a boiling pot of water. That was the analogy. It's like a boiling pot of water, and how the bubbles just pop up. That's like what your thoughts are. And your thoughts are created from your field of awareness, from the experiences you had from ever since you were a child and were able to have collective memories till now. That means your work, your relationships. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but your thoughts are just bubbles popping up. You don't have to identify yourself with those thoughts. And meditation allows you to separate yourself from the thoughts that are running through your mind. It teaches you that you are one entity. Your conscious awareness is one entity, and your thoughts are just your brain doing what it does. You don't have to identify them with them if you don't want to. So you learn that through meditation. And then also, okay, so I was just supposed to say meditation helps you take conscious control over your life, and then I'll explain to you how in a minute. But basically, I'm already explaining it to you. It's, you are able to separate yourself from your thoughts, and then that gives you a chance to kind of stop and be present in the moment, and then reprogram yourself for whatever you want your life to be. But I'll talk about that in a second. So 90% of the thoughts that we think every single day are a repeat of what we thought about yesterday. Okay, like if I knew how to do the animation of mind-blowing emojis right now, I would do that. But just imagine 90% of what you think about every single day is a repeat of what you thought about yesterday. So you clicked on this video because you want to change your life, and boom, hello, there it is. Like, if that doesn't motivate you to want to get inside your brain and figure out what the hell it's been telling you all this time without you really even kind of being aware of it, then I don't know what will, sugar butt. But that moved me. This information that I'm sharing with you has moved me, and it has moved me to share this with you because this information is changing my life. But so knowing that 90% of your thoughts are a repeat from the other day, that means your actions, your beliefs, your feelings are all the same. 90% of it. You might have 10% of that thought that's different, and that's a 10% that's saying, oh, I need to go write that book, or oh, I need to start that diet, or oh, I'm really going to start taking piano lessons today, or guitar lessons, or I'm really going to talk to that guy today, or I'm really going to introduce me. That 10% is the you that's saying, probably, I need to make XYZ changes to be this type of person. But then your actions and your beliefs and your feelings are being controlled by the 90% of your thoughts that are being repeated from the previous day. So that means you're doing the same thing. You're going to the same places. You're acting the same way in those places. You're having the same thoughts, the same conversations. You're not doing anything new. You're not introducing any possibility for new things to come into your life, even though you want it so bad. So that basically is causing the same outcome, which you do not desire, which again is why you want to change. Dr. Joe Dispenza describes it this way. He says, you wake up every day, most of us wake up every day and pick up our phones. Usually the first thing we do. I'm still breaking myself out of this habit. My goal is to go at least an hour in the morning without picking up my phone, responding to a text message, or even saying anything out of my mouth for at least an hour when I first wake up. But most of us wake up, first thing we do, roll over, pick up our phone. I'm looking for my phone. It's on. We pick up our phone, and we either check our text messages right away, check our missed calls, or open up a social media app, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever you're on. And even though those steps, stay with me, even though those steps seem so normal and unimpactful to your life, I'm telling you right now, they set the tone for your entire day. You're either on social media and you see something that you're comparing yourself to, or a post that makes you irritated about someone else, or hear this chick go again posting this, or it could be a funny post even, but the tone of the post is talking about men or bashing women or talking about why people are broke all the time. And those first actions that you take when you first wake up set the tone for your entire day. So Stay with me. You pick up your phone, you turn on social media, or you return a text, or you return a call right away. And then your inner monologue starts in your mind. You start thinking about all the stuff that you were supposed to do yesterday that you didn't do, or you start thinking about the post that you saw on Facebook, and your mood starts becoming developed without you even realizing you're getting a mood set without you being aware of it. Keeping on the whole theme of change, I'm keeping myself on topic as well. Lots of edits are going to be in this video. You start thinking about what you were supposed to do yesterday, what you didn't start, or what you started and stopped, or what you tried to do and failed to do last week. And you start that whole inner monologue. And without realizing it, you're doing and feeling sorry for yourself, or unlucky, or unhappy, or unsuccessful, or worse, you feel hopeless. What's the point? What's the point? There's actually people who wake up, millions of people across the world. You may be one of them. I know I was one of them for 10 years who are on, like, not 10 years consecutively every single day, but for all the years that I was on my bipolar medication, I woke up and I felt sorry for myself, unlucky, unhappy, unsuccessful, and sometimes I felt hopeless, and I just thought that was my lot in life. But I mean, and if you feel that way, I'm letting you know it does not have to be. So you start acting according to how you feel. Just from that first 10 minutes of your morning, your entire day now is going to go according to that inner monologue and the feelings that it's brought up for you. Now, going back to meditation and how meditating can stop that loop and literally change your life. And again, I encourage you to go to see Dr. Joe, not go to see, but go to his pages or keep watching my channel, because I'm going to make tons of videos on what I learned from him. This man, meditation changes things. It really, really does, because this is how it works. You sit down, and when you first try to meditate, some of you might be saying, well, I've tried meditating, it doesn't work. I can't stop my thoughts. I can't focus. I can't concentrate. That's fine. Sit down and make yourself do it anyway. The change in your life is going to come when you, as a conscious awareness, learn how to make your body and mind become submissive to your desires. Right now, if you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee your mind and your body are not submissive to your conscious desires. Your conscious desires mean what you want for your life. You know, you want to be rich, you want to be successful, you want to be whatever type of person you want to change to be, whatever your better version of yourself, that's your conscious desire. But if your life is not manifesting that, if that's not your current reality, then that means your body and your mind are not submissive to your conscious desire. And meditation teaches you how to do that. So you sit down, whether it's difficult or not. The first 100 sessions of meditation might be difficult. I'm just now getting to a place where I'm making myself meditate every single day. And you have to make yourself do it. Push past the uncomfortableness. Realize that that's going to come. Prepare yourself for the fact that if you want to make a change, you are going to have to go through a phase of time when you're uncomfortable. That's part of growing. There's no such thing as being able to grow without going through that phase of being uncomfortable. So prepare yourself for it mentally and let yourself know, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to sit down every day for 10 minutes and meditate until I start seeing changes in my life. Or I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write 10 sentences towards my new book every day until I have a chapter. You have to, just push through it, basically, is what I'm saying. You have to push through it. Identify the loops that are going on in your mind. Tell those bitches to shut up, and that you're going to do it anyway. And meditation helps you do that, because it's literally just, what's easier? Nothing really in life is easier than just sitting still. If you've never meditated before, the first time you meditate, let me go ahead and prepare you. The first time you meditate, you're just going to be thinking. You're going to be thinking thoughts, and you're going to be telling yourself, no, I shouldn't think about that. I don't know. Okay, I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Then you're going to get lost in a whole train of thought and realize, oh shit, I'm supposed to be meditating. Let me go back to clearing my mind. It's going to be a jumble F. I wanted to say the F word, but I don't want. Okay, it's going to be a mess. But that is all part of the process. You're not going to be able to sit down on your first meditating session and meditate like, Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev, a yogi, Indian yogi. He's been practicing for decades. It's going to be rough, but stick with it. While you're meditating, concentrate on letting your thoughts just come. That's the easiest way to do it at first. Most people mess up with meditation and get frustrated with it because they're like, I can't stop my thoughts. I can't stop my thoughts. Well, let me relieve you of that, obligation to try to stop your thoughts when you're meditating, because that should not be your goal when you first start. You're not trying to stop your thoughts. Again, the only way your thoughts could be stopped is if you were dead. So don't try that, okay? Let your thoughts come. And when you first sit down to meditate, focus on letting whatever the thought is come up without judging it or asking yourself, why am I thinking that? Or thinking or feeling like guilty for what you're thinking. Like when I first start, trust me, you might have some shit that comes up in your meditation. You might picture some shit in your mind, and you might be kind of disgusted by it. Like, oh my God, why am I thinking that? That's just your brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just your brain filtering out shit that's been in your content. Think about it. When you watch TV, when you listen to music, and you do these things unconsciously, some people fall asleep with the TV on. Your brain is absorbing all of those sights, sounds, and images. So when you sit down and you just let your mind kind of go, and you just let your thoughts come, and you don't try to stop them, question them, rearrange them, talk back to them, you just let them pop up like the bubbles in that pot, you might be amazed, scared, fearful, shameful, worried about what comes up. Don't worry about it. It's just your brain doing its own thing. Focus on the fact that you're breathing. Focus on your breathing and just let your thoughts come up. And eventually you'll get to a place where you're able to just let them come up, and you won't have any inner dialogue, and you won't have to focus on not having inner dialogue. And then that's kind of like the first phase of meditation successfully completed. The next phase of meditation, and this information that I'm kind of cycling through right now, and I'm not doing it verbatim. I made a video on it, and it's from Leo at actualize.org. He goes through the phases of meditation and he explains it beautifully. I'm kind of giving like the ugly version of his explanation, but for a more eloquent and poignant or powerful explanation, definitely go check out his video, or his channel, rather, his entire channel. Subscribe to it. But when you get to a point where you've allowed your thoughts to come up, and you have realized that none of the things that you think about have to be identified with who you are. You don't have to identify yourself with any thought that comes up into your mind, whether from I want to slap that bitch to I wish the president would get assassinated. You don't have to say, oh my God, why did I think that? I'm such a terror. No, it's just a thought that popped up into your mind, and it's no more significant than you make it. So that's the first kind of milestone of getting through meditation. Then once you get to that point, you can get to a point where when you're meditating, your thoughts you'll realize, like, one day you sit down to meditate after you've gone through this 100 days of hell, and it may not be 100 days. You're going to sit down one day after maybe, I swear if you do this every day, if you meditate every day for 10 days, it might take you 10 days. I meant for 10 minutes. If you sit down and meditate every day for 10 minutes, it might take you 10 days, 15 days to get to a point where you can sit down. And it could happen that quick for you, where you can sit down and you're like, my brain's not thinking of anything. My brain is just, it's waiting for instruction. What do you want to think about? That's when you've gotten to a place where you can start reprogramming your own mind. You can actually sit down and rehearse who you want to be in the future. And then you can start working on having that feeling now. So when I first heard about rehearsing, which is something that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, I've never heard about it before. What the hell do you mean rehearse? Literally, you can sit down and say, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and share the one that I did yesterday. My job, I have a very, very challenging job. I work as a server, as a waitress at one of the top restaurants in this town that I live in, and it gets super, super busy. It's a mom and pop shop, so there aren't any normal restaurant rules. The rules change with the wind. There's a lot of, strong emotion. It's a very difficult place to work. I've done a lot of growing working there, but it's a difficult place to work, and it's taken me through a lot of emotional tolls in my life. So I meditate before I go into work, basically. And the meditation that I've been doing for the past couple of days has been rehearsing how I'm going to be when I get there, regardless of how anyone else is, or regardless of the environment. And I'm going to tell you, I did it for 2 days. And the shifts that I had on both of the days that I did that meditation went easily went 10 times better than they would have had I not done the meditation. I sat down and I just thought about what my perfect night would be. And when you first sit down and think about, okay, well, I'm going to, when you first sit down and start thinking about like that perfect day, try not to include how anyone else is going to act. Like, I'm going to go to work and my boss is going to be nice to me, or I'm going to go talk to that girl and she's going to respond this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, try not to make your rehearsal include how anyone else is going to react, just how you want the day to go for yourself emotionally. So in order to do this, you're going to have to, know how you want to be emotionally. So before you get into this, definitely sit down, take some time. And maybe I'm telling you, 7 months ago, when I first started my spiritual journey journal, which is what I call it, my first page was, what do I hate about myself? My second page was, what do I love about myself? And my third page was, what do I want to be in the future? How do I want to be in the future? And I wanted to identify each of those pieces of myself and really make a thorough list, being totally honest. And I encourage you to do the same thing. You have to know where you are currently, how you are currently. That's part of identifying those loops. Where are you currently? And just accept it. Don't judge it. Don't say, well, I know I'm this. Don't judge it. You are how you are right now, and that's fine. You're perfect the way you are, because you can still grow and you're still breathing and you're still blessed. Like, you're alive, you're watching this video. I know for a fact your life is blessed, whether you realize it or not. So don't beat yourself up for wherever you are right now. Just acknowledge it, identify it, and then you can move on from there. Think of it as though you were trying to find your way out of, a town that you got lost in. You would have to first know exactly where you are so that you can know how the hell to get out of where you are. You know what I'm saying? How the hell to get to where you want to go. So identify those loops, spend time with yourself over the next few days, listening to that internal dialogue. Every time you think with one side, with your logical mind, when you think, okay, I want to make this change, or I should do this, or I should do that, pay attention to that emotional side of your brain that wants to keep you safe and wants to keep you comfortable and basically has been keeping you stuck all this time, that talks back and says, no, but we shouldn't do it now. Now's not a good time to start. We don't have enough money. You don't have enough support. There's nobody to watch the kids, or it's never worked. But pay attention to that voice and notice how it impacts your life, and just start from there. Just start from there. So yeah, that's hopefully going to make sense after I edit it down, but that's what I wanted to share to you. And I really hope this video reaches someone that needs to hear it. And I hope that if you're watching this video, it gives you the encouragement to at least take the first step to try again. You have to keep trying. You're going to fail. Anytime you want to change, and the bigger your idea for your life, if you have some major purpose or major goal for your life, the bigger your idea, the more times you're going to fail. But if you can see it in your mind, it's going to happen. You just have to have faith in your goal and get up every day and do the most you can every day in whatever it is you're doing. Even if it's a job that's unrelated to your goal, to your major passion, get up and go work that job to the best of your ability. Do more of what's asked do more than what's asked of you. I'm getting emotional, y'all. Woo! Do more of what's asked for you, but don't look for your return from anyone else. Just remember that your return is kind of, choke that down. Don't look for your return, for your reward for your hard work and the return of your purpose from a specific individual, because God is able to return things to you in ways that you have no idea that he can do so. So just keep pushing, y'all. Keep pushing, keep going. Don't give up. If you give up, then everything that I just said to you is not going to matter, because you're not going to change. Don't give up. Go through the hard shit. Go through the uncomfortable shit, because on the other side of that is the you that you want to be, the life that you want to have, the relationship, the weight loss, whatever the goal. But you have to go through the valley of uncomfortableness, and then you'll be there. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to continue to make videos, and I'm going to continue to do what is my passion, which is helping people break free from the chains of mental bondage, mental slavery. I'm going to do more videos on that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. If you give it a thumbs down, leave a comment as to why. Send me a message as to why you give it a thumbs down. But otherwise, more life, light, and abundance to you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.